Hey guys, recently there is a lot of chatter about these home loan rates, and in fact there is also an audio clip between a customer and a bank official where the customer keeps telling to the bank official how he has paid about 90 lakhs of loan over the last 10 years for an original loan value of 50 lakhs, but yet there is about 34 lakhs of principal outstanding. Poor guy, seriously crazy, isn't it? But guys, you are the smart ones, I hope. Either you wouldn't take such a high interest loan, or even if you do take a loan, you wouldn't be without changing it to either MCLR or RRLR. After all, you are my subscribers. You can't understand what I say until and unless you are smart or at least above average. So I'm sure you are one among them. So don't you want to know if you are doing the right things with your home loans? By the end of this video, my friends, you will exactly know that, plus 4 very uncommon questions. For my new friends, my name is Akash. I am a CFP for over 12 years. And on this channel, I have another channel where I speak about HR. But on this channel, I speak about money, taxes, and financial success. Just like we say that we are in the 20th century, the current interest rate regime is called as EBR. That's the acronym for External Benchmark Lending Rates. Some banks also call it as RLLR, Repo Rate Linked Lending Rates. So all retail loans disbursed from October 2019 are linked to the EBR or RLLR, as you may call it. Earlier, we were in a MCLR rate regime from April 2016, and before that, we were in a base rate regime since July 2010. Before the base rate regime, we had the BPLR, the Benchmark Prime Lending Rate. Do you really want to know why RBI changed from BPLR to base rate to MCLR to EBR? I can sum it up in one word: for our benefit. The technicalities are not important. Okay, so let's talk about the practical aspects. So if you have taken a loan before October 2019, it would be on MCLR, and after October 2019, it would be on EBR. The biggest difference is about the interest rates and how they change. Every bank is required to change the MCLR once a year, whereas for the EBLR, it is required to change every 3 months once. Now, that's a significant change, isn't it? For a home loan tenure of about 15 years, in MCLR, your interest rates will change for a total of 15 times. But in EBR, it will change 60 times. Now, it's common. You may be thinking, what if the interest rates rise in the EBLR regime? But what if the interest rates drop? Would be my contention. This also addresses one major problem in the banking system. Earlier, only large banks could give a lower MCLR, and the small banks had to have a higher MCLR. There are hundreds of reasons for it, but this is the summary. But now in the EBR regime, it will be more of a competitive level playing field, and most of the banks will offer very attractive rates of interest. So what should you do? If you have a loan, a home loan, a car loan on an MCLR rate, you should definitely approach your bank and change it to EBLR rates. For this, you have to give a written request to your bank, and I think they will also charge you about 6,000 or 10,000 rupees a processing fee, and the whole process would take about 15 to 20 days. Don't forget to follow through with your bank for this to happen. Yes, there is always a risk for the interest rates to rise, but looking at the COVID situation and the slowdown in economic activity, there is going to be a significant pressure to keep the home loan rates or the EBLR rates lower. So that's an advantage. So another question from one of you: is EBLR applicable only to certain banks? Good question. This is only applicable to scheduled commercial banks, small finance banks, and local area banks as well. It is not applicable to financial institutions or whom we call as non-banking financial companies, NBFCs. It is also not applicable to cooperative societies or cooperative banks. So if you have a home loan there, and if the rate of interest is higher than the current EBLR, move it to a real bank right away. At the end of the day, who really wants to pay unnecessary interest, right? I'm sure you also don't want to pay unnecessary interest. The next question, can I do this even if I have a car loan? Yes, the master circular of RBI mandates all banks to provide this option to retail category loans which have floating rate interest, such as car loans, home loans, loan on property, etc., and also to MSME loans as well. So go change that interest rate. But before you go, we have two more questions, so hang on. The next question is, can I change even if I am availing the EMI moratorium benefit? Wonderful practical question, right? Right on the time of COVID. So what is an EMI moratorium? It is just a temporary pause in you making your EMI payments. Your interest continues to accrue. Your interest on interest also continues to accrue. So if you ask me, you guys, if you have opted for EMI moratorium, you are the first ones who should go and change from whatever interest rate regime it is to EBLR rates, because you don't want to pay your hard-earned money unnecessarily, right? Yes. And the next question is, after changing to EBLR, will my EMI change? Actually, your EMI is not going to change. What is going to happen is that you will pay more of principal and less of interest. So in most cases, your total home loan tenure or your total car loan tenure or whatever loan it is, that total tenure will reduce. If you have taken it for 20 years, it will reduce by a few years. So let's quickly take an example to see how that works. Your home loan is for 50 lakhs and for a 15-year tenure at 8.5%, the EMI is about 49,200. The total interest you will pay is about 38.62 lakhs. So let's say you have changed from MCLR to EBLR and your interest is now 7.6%, then your tenure will reduce to 13.6 years and the interest you pay will only be 33.94 lakhs. That's about 4.5 lakhs lower than the earlier interest that you would pay. Wow! I just helped you save 4.5 lakh rupees of unnecessary interest payment. I know you want to give me a gift, right? Do you want my address? Nah. So the biggest gift, my friend, you can give me is by sharing this message to your friends and your family members. You may be very smart, you would have done this already, but not everyone is going to be as smart as you are, right? So go to Facebook, go to WhatsApp, share this with your friends and family. If they are able to save a couple of lakhs of rupees, they will definitely be very indebted and thankful to you. That's the first thing. The second thing that you could do is you could subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done, because these kind of items are things that we will discuss on our channel, right, about money. And the third thing is that you should definitely like this video, because YouTube is going to consider your likes and it is going to show to a lot more people. Well, my friends, if you have any questions or comments, please do DM me on Facebook and write it down below. Anyhow, whatever is comfortable to you, or if you have my mobile numbers, you can also WhatsApp me, right? It was a short video, but I'm sure it is a very, very important and a very useful one. I'm sure this is not a video which is going to get a million likes, because this is very practical information, but at the same time very, very important information. So go check not only home loan, right? If you have a car loan, if you have any loans, go check their rates and change them if they need to be done. Thank you once again and see you on, I think, the 4th of October Until then, my friends, take care. Tata, bye bye. See you in the next one.